Hello all, Serious Lee's here on my new normal save, and I would put new in quotation marks. This save is about a week old. I started it last week on the experimental branch to test some things out with Survival Bob in PvP with a more fresh character. I also needed a new save to play with because my main normal save has run out of base parts, and if I want to build more bases in normal, I needed a new save anyway. So I started a save up, and as I developed it, I was going to rush through it, and I noticed something interesting, which is that you can develop a save with very, very few warps. This save here has taken a single warp. You can see I've warped one time, progressed to the next warp 1 out of 5. I've made 0 milestones from space exploration, and yet I am at a Magellan rank of milestones with one more milestone to go before the final rank of milestones. So I've pretty much done enough things without warping to get my milestones to where I need to be to finish all the missions in the game. As you can see, I've also developed quite a stockpile of units, nanites and quicksilver. In my discoveries menu, these are all planets I have discovered. Here's a couple that from other players, probably from multiplayer with Bob and such. But I have at least enough planets. As you can see, I've discovered some greens, some blues, and I got a red one somewhere. Yeah, I found a red one as well. You can do that by using the anomaly. You don't need to warp anywhere or have any upgrades in your ship whatsoever. And I found myself a nice ship. That's a pretty nice, it's almost what I would like from a fighter. I don't mind the wings, but generally these, I think they're called Starscream engines, have 2 colors on either side, and that sort of bothers me. So I will be replacing this, even though I spent way too long getting it to max slots. So on a game that's warped one time, I've got a max slot starship and a max slot exosuit, and I've filled it with junk. Here you can see I haven't remembered that I'm on normal mode, and I'm playing the survival and permadeath method of getting your units up really quick by crashing economies and exploiting the game to let you buy your stuff back. If you want to do that on normal, you should absolutely try it with ionized cobalt or chlorine. They're worth a lot more per stack than wiring looms. But on survival and permadeath, wiring looms can stack to 40 and get the same value as you can on normal. And you can't stack minerals very high on survival and permadeath, so that's the way to go about it. So what we're going to do on this playthrough is a little bit of a challenge play. I'm going to try to finish the game, and that is to say, I'm going to try to complete the purge missions and finish the main storyline of the game and get to a new galaxy, as well as finishing the Atlas path and unlocking both the Remembrance and the Starseed unlocks for your exosuit in less than 20 warps total. We're going to have to do at least 16 warps, and you have to do 1 warp to start the game when you test your new starship out at the beginning of the game. So I think we can do both the Atlas path and the purge at the same time, because I've progressed it until I'm ready to go for my first warp and get my first glyph. I have no glyphs unlocked on this save. All 16 are grayed out. You can also see I do not have a freighter. I have not gotten my freighter battle yet. That's going to happen during our warping. Oddly enough, you might think, well, why don't you use the anomaly to get your freighter battle? I've left the anomaly plenty of times, and it's deposited me directly into a freighter battle. Yeah, that's happened to me too. It doesn't seem to happen until after you've bypassed or done your first freighter battle. I've left the anomaly a lot. I've done quite a few missions. I'll briefly go over that. That's how I got to those colored stars. Heading to the anomaly, and you don't even need to have multiplayer enabled for this. You just need access to the anomaly. So we're going to head there first because I'll show you that, and that's where I need to be anyway. So the method by which you are going to want to get your cadmium and emerald and indium to upgrade your drives, you don't need to upgrade your drives because you're not going to be warping, but you will need those minerals for progressing the main Purge story mission, or sorry, Atlas Path missions. So you want to gather them anyway. The game's probably also going to ask you for cadmium at some point during the main Awakenings Artemis missions. But what you want to do is you want to come here to the Nexus and wait for a mission that asks you to collect cadmium. Once you find a mission that asks you to collect cadmium or indium or emerald, take that mission. By the time you get to the anomaly, you will have a terrain manipulator. So you will be able to harvest that stuff out of the ground, and you don't need the upgrades for the anomaly to warp you there. Something else to let you guys know to help you out is come and talk to these guys, Nada and Polo, while you are doing the first few missions of this storyline. The game is going to pretty much constantly swap you over to this one at key points and ask you to come talk to Nada and Polo. Do those things. Do it. Instead of manually picking the mission you're on again and just progressing with that and ignoring what it says here, come and talk to these guys because you will get 80 nanites and 150 quicksilver every time it asks you to. You get about 1500 quicksilver for doing the main storyline of the game the first time you do it with a new save. It's worth doing. It's certainly not worth ignoring. Come back up and take 2 minutes, grab your quicksilver and nanites, and be on your way on your main story. So what we're going to do is, that's why we're up here, sorry. We need to talk to Polo and get an Atlas location, because what I need to do is set this as my main mission, and not this one, so that this will target Atlas stations for me. But it won't target the first station for you. You need to get an Atlas station either by finding one in the wild randomly or by talking to Polo. So we're going to do that. Ask for Atlas station coordinates. And that should work. I didn't get any kind of notification of it. But let's just set the mission back to that. See what happens when we leave the anomaly. Yeah, that one off-color wing bothers me. We gotta fix this. We gotta replace that ship I built up right away. Alright, I haven't been given coordinates here, but let's activate the galactic map and see what happens. There we go. And it's probably going to swing me around to it. Voop. There it is. And as you can see, it's telling me it's going to be 3 or 4 warps. Well, I've upgraded my hyperdrive for specifically this reason. That's only 400 away, and we can go 1500. I also have enough quicksilver to buy the Atlas bobblehead if we need a little bit more range. So let's make this our first warp. And hopefully we'll see that we get a glyph and an Atlas station. And I'm not going to film the entire Atlas path for you because that would probably take an hour or so, as I'm going to be picking up all the Atlas words in each station. And I don't want to waste everyone's time. You know, you're going to do this for yourself as you go through it. And KJ PC Gaming is currently going through, doing a playthrough showing you what it's like to do these. I'm only here to show you that it's possible to do this with very few warps total. Interface discovered. Data injection, sequence received, source unknown. Glyph, 1 of 16. And I'm being hailed as well. What's coming on here? Oh, right. Yep. Distorted voice. They left us. Duty bound to follow. And that's the Dreams of the Deep mission, which I already had unlocked because I have been to an ocean world through using the anomaly and multiplayer. But this is the first time I've warped to an ocean world, so it has reset that quest for me and targeted a planet in this system. We're not going to do that. That's not a goal of this. We just want to get through here and get all of our glyphs, get all of the Atlas stations, the Atlas interfaces, and we're going to get to craft our Remembrance and our Starseed, and hopefully only 17 warps total. And then we'll be free to explore the universe using only the anomaly, and never warping anywhere. We can save some slots on all of our starships from here on in on this save by not installing hyperdrive modules. I don't think that's a serious goal of this, but I might bring us back to show you the resolution of collecting all of the stations, getting the Remembrance installed, and only having 17 warps. Hopefully. Anyway, have a good time, everyone. Thanks for stopping by.